Hello and welcome to another episode of my Productivity Mastery series. My name is Pullein, and this week I want to tell you about one of my objectives, or one of my themes for 2020, and I want to see if I can encourage you to join me in this experiment. Well, hopefully it'll be more than an experiment. Basically what I'm talking about is creating a sort of minimalist project called Project One. Now what this means is that you essentially are looking to have only one of everything. Now this obviously doesn't work with clothing. If you only had one t-shirt, one set of underwear, one pair of jeans and one sweater, I think you would become a little bit smelly after a while. But there are a lot of things, particularly in the digital world, where we have probably have a few too many apps and a few too many apps that are duplicating each other. One of the classic cases is with our Notes app. Now, whether you use Android or whether you use iOS, both of these operating systems come with its built-in Notes application. You've got Google Keep on Android and you've got Apple Notes on Apple. Now, do you need any additional note-taking application above this? I would suggest not. These apps can do pretty much everything you want. Essentially what you want is a note taker. You're taking notes. You don't need anything beyond that that's more complicated. Now, occasionally, of course, some people, such as myself, have been using an application called Evernote for a very long time. And over the years, I've been using Evernote for over 10 years now. And over those years, I've built up quite a database of notes. So if I came down to deciding which application am I going to use for my own personal note-taking, then I'm much more likely to use Evernote, simply because I understand it, I know it, and I've been using it for many, many, many years. And that's what I'm going to be doing this year. Once Evernote sorts itself out and update on the whole new system, which is coming in the next, hopefully 3 to 4 months, I will then transition back to only using Evernote. In the meantime, I have to use kind of a hybrid system that I'm doing between Apple Notes and Evernote, simply because on iOS, Evernote is basically broken. But that also comes to things like your to-do list manager. You know, how many to-do list managers do you need? I had allowed myself to to start using two to-do list managers, one of which was Apple Reminders, and the other one, which is my long-term to-do list manager called Todoist. But I realized that this was duplicating and it was two to-do list managers. No matter how much I wanted to say, well, Apple Reminders is just a reminders app, well, actually it is a to-do list manager. That's what it's built for. So I've transitioned away from using reminders to, where possible, using Todoist, and also using a habit tracker, a specific habit tracker, to track other things. So this is what I'm really talking about, is reducing things down to having one of everything. Now, maybe some of you are like me. 5 years ago, I had to wear a suit pretty much every day of the week. But now I find that I very rarely wear suits. So once again, I'm reducing it down to just one suit. I know, that's scary. I love suits. But anyway, I will be reducing it down to just one suit, which ultimately means I only need one pair of black dress shoes and one pair of brown dress shoes. You know, this is how you're looking at it. So I'm looking at doing down to one, Project One, which is to bring things down to just one of everything. I only need one computer. I only need one video camera. I only need one phone. Anything above that, I need to be looking at removing and throwing away some of these objects. Now, for me, this is simply comes because although, like most people, I am attracted to the latest, shiniest toys, I also understand that, you know, the whole world of minimalism, that's the real minimalism, like only having items that mean something to you, not just an aesthetic thing, but just only having items that genuinely mean something to you, and the rest of it can be thrown away. And that's really what I want to do, is to encourage you guys to join me in simplifying our whole system. Another example of this is with things like Microsoft Office. Google Docs or Apple iWorks. Now I am 100% in the Apple ecosystem. I don't need Microsoft Office, and yet I have it on my computer. Another area that you can look at is your email applications. How many email applications do you have? Now, I've played around with Outlook, I've played around with Newton in the past, I've played around with Spark. I don't need all these email applications. They just cause procrastination having so many of them. So now I have come down to just one email application, and that is Apple Email, because on my iPhone, Mail works brilliantly, and I just know Apple Mail on my computer. The same with the calendar. I used to have a hybrid system of some of my calendars were in Google Calendar, some of my calendars were in Apple Calendar. It was just a confused mess. And when something went wrong, I had to try and figure out where it all was. So I have, over the winter break, I slimmed everything down and I've gone all in on Apple Calendar. I understand that all my tools are Apple, therefore I should really stick with the Apple ecosystem. And that's what I've done. And what I've found is that by doing that, my whole life is getting much, much more simpler. So this is really what I want to, kind of the message of this video this week is to have a look around your whole environment and look for where you're duplicating things. You know, do you have 2 to-do list managers? Do you have 2 notes apps or more? Do you have several word processors? I mean, do you really need that many? I mean, if you work in an office where you actually have to use Microsoft Office, then maybe that's the one to choose, but just use that one. Okay, I think I've spoken enough. Hopefully you get the idea of what I'm talking about. It's really about stripping things down to only having what you actually need, so that your life is much more simpler. And basically what it means is you have to write a document, you open up the one word processor that you have. You have to respond to an email or write an email, you open up the email app. But more in a sense where you don't get confusion is you're storing documents in one cloud application, whether it's iCloud, Google Docs, or Microsoft OneNote, or OneDrive, or Dropbox. You know, pick one, because that's just going to make your life so much simpler, less decisions to make. You'll find yourself feeling a lot less stressed out, overwhelmed, and life just gets a little bit simpler. Okay, well, thank you very much for watching this episode. It just remains for me now to wish you all a very, very productive week. Thank you very much for watching this video. Now, have I got something special to tell you about? The Time and Life Mastery version 3 course has launched. Now, this course is transformative. It will transform your life. If you find that your life is drifting from one day to the next and that you feel that you're not actually achieving your goals, then this course is going to show you how to change that. It's going to show you how to identify what is truly important to you. It's going to show you how to find what it is you want out of life, and then show you the steps that you need to take in order to get there. This course is amazing. The feedback I've got from versions 1 and version 2 have just been tremendous. It has helped so many people, and I want this opportunity to tell you that it can do the same for you. I hope you will take a look at the course, have a go, take the course, and start transforming your life today. This course will do that for you. Take a look, get yourself enrolled, and hopefully I'll see you in the course.